Welcome to this brief introduction of movers and shakers who impact our region and world. Some people call them rainmakers. Philanthropy has been a part of life on Earth for thousands of years, but only recently has philanthropy become a strategic part of business outreach. If there was ever a time, now is the time for all good companies to come to the aid of their communities. Over the next few minutes, representatives discuss their collaborations to create truly sustainable communities.
PATH stands for the Program for Appropriate Technology in Health and was founded here in Seattle 33 years ago, 1977. And it is a very interesting and it is a wonderful organization from a couple of perspectives. First of all, it really, from the very beginning, the mission was to take existing technologies, more often than not, and to adapt them for health technologies in developing countries. So there were so many solutions that were available in the United States and Europe, but they weren't either available or affordable or the right technology that other countries could use. And so PATH really is all about taking those technologies and translating them and making sure that very expensive and sophisticated diagnostic tests for health can actually be transitioned into very simple strip tests or ways to keep vaccines refrigerated and viable, but really very simple kinds of solutions. So for me, that's what makes it exciting, is that it's based on very simple solutions to complex problems. One of the projects or products that probably PATH is best known for is called the Vaccine Vial Monitor. And about 15 years ago, PATH worked on a technology and partnered with a small business out of New Jersey because they were farther along in the technology than we were. It's a very simple little label, ink label, that's put on every vaccine that requires refrigeration and determines the temperature against heat and time. And refrigerated vaccines are very susceptible to heat. And if you have them exposed for too great of a time, they literally are no longer viable. So this very simple little label, now over 5 billion of them have been used. They're required on all refrigerated vaccines. And it's meant that a health worker, a nurse in Kenya can be reassured when they give a polio vaccine that it's still viable. So it's a really important story, and it's been used now around the world. PATH is now working on the next generation of technology in what's called vaccine stabilization. So instead of a heat-sensitive label, we're now working on how you freeze-dry vaccines so you don't need any refrigerators.
There's a social and cultural aspect to what you do as well, is there not?
There really is, and we believe in our mission to be three parts. So first is the technological solution, and what does that look like in terms of addressing the need. The second is, can it be delivered in the health systems in that country or that region? And then thirdly is, what's the culturally acceptable and important behavior change that needs to occur? You know, so that unless it's culturally acceptable, you might be able to deliver bed nets and you might be able to actually treat them so that they're long-lasting with insecticide, but unless you can convince people to actually use them, then their health value is limited.
There's three words you've used a lot in this interview: partnership, innovation, collaboration. Here at the Global Washington Annual Conference, this seems to be all of that right here. Do you find it interesting, unique, that so much of it is centered here in this area? Or again, could you take and move all of this somewhere else and it'd be as successful?
I do think that these are, if you will, unique ingredients for Seattle. There is a historical commitment to international. There is indeed a legacy of innovation. And finally, I think that there's all the right kinds of ingredients around global health and development in this state, including, of course, the location of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the largest private foundation in global health and development. So Global Washington is really important because it is a way in which this community can continue to advance itself, build capacity, and most importantly, find each other.